Hi everybody, this is Laura
and Arnie
with Crazy Cool Cakes.
Have we got an awesome tutorial for you?
But first, we'd like to share these other awesome Ninja Turtle tutorials created by our Dessert Network friends. You can find the links to all of these videos underneath our video. We're going to be teaching you how to make these adorable Ninja Turtle cupcake toppers.
Let's go ahead and get started. Cowabunga, dude!
We're going to start with a really nice neon green for the Ninja Turtle head. And I'm just rolling it into a ball just to get all the cracks and wrinkles out of it. Now I'm rolling it into a capsule shape. Then I'm going to start flattening it just a little bit with the palm of my hand, just to widen it a little. I'm using my fingers here to shape the top of the head. You want it just a little triangular. Next, we want to give him some cute puffy cheeks and a little snout that sticks up, so I'm pushing up the gum paste. And here I'm going to give the middle of his mouth a little extra lift, that way it sticks out really nice and cute. For the eyes, I'm going to use my medium-sized ball tool. This is one of my favorite tools. And you can find the link to this tool and all of our other favorite tools underneath this video. I've started by marking the spot with the ball tool for the eyes, and then I'm just going to insert the ball and just do a real nice circular motion and just widen the socket as much as I need to. We want to give them really nice big eyes. This Ninja Turtle is going to have a really cute smile, and he's going to be showing his teeth out of both sides of his mouth. So here I'm using the ball tool just to create the two little openings, or part of the two little openings where his teeth are going to be. Next, I'm going to use my Wilton veining tool, the larger end of it, and I'm going to point the point inward, and I'm going to create a kind of a little teardrop opening for each side of the mouth. Don't worry too much about what the inside of this looks like, because it's going to be covered up with white teeth, but there I just use the ball tool just to kind of flatten the gum paste a little bit on the inside. Here I turn the head upside down. It's a little easier to do it this way, so I'm just going to give him the same little teardrop shape hole on this side of the mouth as well. For the mouth, I'm going to use the sharp end of my pick tool, and this comes in the Wilton modeling set, and this is going to be just a very thin line connecting the two little teardrop shapes. Donatello's mouth here was made in the exact same way, using a little teardrop shape, and same goes for Leonardo. So cute. Red is for Raphael, so now we're going to start working on his cute little mask. Here I'm preparing a little bit of red gum paste, and I'm just going to roll this out nice and thin to about 1/8 of an inch. To create the mask, I'm just going to set this down horizontally in front of me and take my super cool blade and make one long cut. To size the mask, I'm simply going to place the straight cut that I just made, and I'm going to place that line just a little bit below the eye level. Then I'm going to use my fingers to just gently tap the gum paste down, and that way the indentations of the eyes will leave a little mark on the back of the gum paste. I'm placing the gum paste down with the indentations facing up so I can clearly see them, making sure my bandana is nice and straight. And I'm going to make my cut just a little bit below the width of the eyes. You can still clearly see the two little indentations, and now I'm going to take one of my fingers and I'm going to start to gently press down on the gum paste only where the little indentations are. It's easier if you place it in front of you and push the gum paste away from you. This area is the top of the mask, so just try and keep those two little bumps nice and round. Now I'm just adding a little bit of edible glue to the back of the mask. To place the mask, I'm going to place a straight line at the bottom right underneath the eye level. Make sure it's nice and straight, and the sides also I'm making sure that I'm putting them on there nice and straight, and just press them gently. I'm also carefully tapping the gum paste down into the socket just to make sure that it doesn't move on me. And now I'm going to use my straight blade just to cut off what I don't need. I'm carefully using my ball tool to create the socket once again, so I'm just going to do a very nice and easy circular motion, making sure that the red gum paste isn't sinking down into the eye socket. So once in a while you'll see me tapping the mask on the outside just to make sure that it stays in place. Don't worry about the gum paste being torn inside the socket. Remember, all of that's going to be hidden by an eye. Now we're going to create the little tie strings and the knot for the mask. So you're just going to take 2 little red balls of gum paste, roll one into a nice long teardrop shape and make both ends pointy. Then I'm going to take my finger and just gently tap it down just to semi-flatten. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the second piece of gum paste. I'm using my little spatula blade to create 2 little indentations on each piece. This will give them a cute little wrinkled effect. I'm going to pick up one of these and turn it over, and I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of glue on one end, and then I'm going to place it on top of the second piece and give it a good little tap. Make sure it's nice and stuck. Pinching it together and just kind of give it a little arch shape so that it kind of looks like these 2 little pieces are hanging down off of his mask. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on the very tip, and this is a part that is going to go right underneath the mask. So just going to put it right over and just give it a good press down. For the little knot, all we need is just a little tiny piece of gum paste, and I'm going to roll this into a little thin worm and tap it down just to semi-flatten. And I'm going to turn it over and just add a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to place it around the 2 little pieces that we have hanging off the mask and just kind of arch it and bend it down so that it looks as if those 2 pieces are tied together. I'm going to use my little spatula blade once again just to give this little knot area a few little lines so that it looks like it's wrinkled. Before I add the teeth, I'm going to color in his smile with a nice non-toxic chalk. This is black, and I'm using one of my favorite brushes that come in my bundle monster set. For the teeth, all I'm doing is rolling a little bit of white gum paste into a tiny little teardrop shape. You saw me add a little bit of glue there, and I'm just going to go ahead and place the little white teeth inside the teardrop. For the teeth, I'm going to use my spatula just to create some little tiny indentations just to make it look like he's got 6 little teeth on each side of his mouth showing. For the eyes, we're just going to roll 2 little black balls of gum paste. And I'm going to roll them into a slight little teardrop shape, and this does make it a little easier to go into the eye socket. Hi Raphael, I just wanted to show you all 4 little Ninja Turtles and just how easy it is to create the mouths on each one. For the little dimple, all you're going to do is take your little pick tool and press it into the gum paste. Michelangelo's mouth I think is the easiest, just 2 cute little dimples and 1 long smile. And to open his mouth a little bit, all I did was just take the wider end of the veining tool and just inserted it on the inside and just pull the gum paste down a little bit. Nice and easy. Raphael is still missing his little glow dots on his eyes, so I'm just going to take some white gel food coloring and the smallest ball tool in my nail dotting tool set, and I'm just going to place 1 little dot in each eye. Make sure to clean your little nail dotting tool with each dot. That way you get a perfect little dot each time. Now we're going to create some super cool turtle shells, and for this I'm going to use some gum paste that I colored using Wilton's Juniper Green gel food coloring. I love this color, so I'm just going to take a ball of gum paste and I'm going to semi-flatten it using my palms. I'm trying to achieve a nice dome shape. To create the turtle shell pattern, I'm going to use my little spatula once again. I start with one line right in the center, two parallel above and beneath, and I'm going to create two kind of long hexagons right in the center of the shell. The rest of the pattern is pretty simple. I'm just going to make lines extending outward from each point of the two hexagons. To finish off my turtle shell, I'm going to add a nice little ring of green gum paste all the way around it. So I'm just going to take a small amount of green and I'm going to roll it into a nice long worm, long enough to where I know it'll go all the way around the turtle shell. Once I'm satisfied with the length, I'm going to use my palm and just semi-flatten the entire thing. I'm going to cut off just one end, and then I'm going to add edible glue all around the base of the turtle shell. I'm going to start wrapping this worm around this turtle shell in an area where I know the seam is not going to be seen. Just wrap it all the way around and give it a nice little tap down. Carefully get rid of the excess and close the seam. Now just a few final details on the turtle shell. I'm just going to create one little line to match the lines that are already on the turtle shell. Now after I've done that, the last step is just to add one more little line between every single one of those lines. Pretty cool. Oh, I think I missed one. Did you catch that? Now we're going to add a really cool looking brown strap to the turtle shell. So for this, you're just going to need a little bit of light brown gum paste. And as you can see, I rolled it into a kind of a semi-long worm. Rolled it out, and now I'm going to give it a really cool worn effect. And I'm using the blunt end of my blade here. I'm going to create one long cut at the bottom. And my second cut will make this strap about 1/4 of an inch in width. I'm turning it over and I'm just going to add some edible glue all along the back. I'm going to place this strap on the lower half of the turtle shell, and I'm making sure that the strap is covering the seam on the outer ring of the shell. Helps to use the blade side to make this cut. That is so cool. I'm going to make just a few bases for some of our cupcake toppers, and I'm using this really nice burgundy color. I'm rolling this out nice and thin, and I'm going to use one of my favorite brick texture patterns. I'm using a 2-inch circle cutter to cut out this space. Is that cool or what? Now I'm just going to add my little ninja dudes to some of these bases. Adorable. No, I didn't grow man hands all of a sudden. This is my hubby showing you how to make his super cute little pizza. To make this dough color, he added just a little tiny bit of brown to some ivory gum paste. And as you saw there, he rolled it out nice and thin to about 1/8 of an inch. And he also used a 2-inch circle cutter to cut out the dough. Now he's rolling out a nice long worm for the crust, and he's just making sure that it's going to be able to wrap all the way around the pizza. Cut off one end so you can start with a nice clean seam. And then measure and just trim off what you know you're not going to need. He's adding a little bit of glue to the end of the crust and a little bit of glue all the way around the pizza dough. Now he can wrap the crust around the dough and then just gently tap the whole thing into place. Now he's going to give the dough a little bit of texture using one of our favorite Martha Stewart ball tools. He's gently rubbing his fingers all over the crust here just to soften some of the holes. For the cheese, he's using a small amount of gum paste that he colored with ivory color and just a little tinge of yellow. He's rolling this out just a little bit thicker than he did the dough, and he's using the next size down of circle cutter, which is a 1 3/4 inch circle. To give the cheese some texture, he's using the same ball tool as before and creating some little dents on the top. To make it look even more like cheese, he's denting it further with his fingers and just stretching it out as much as possible. Little bit of glue on the back of the cheese. And presto, now just to nudge it into place. To give the crust a nice toasted look, he's going to be using one of our favorite camel hair brushes, along with one of the lighter brown shades of our non-toxic chalks. And he's just going to add some color all the way around. Our chalks are considered non-toxic, just like the majority of petal dust out there. But if you know for a fact that your toppers are going to be eaten, make sure that you use edible dust. Our toppers are usually kept as keepsakes, which is why we use these a lot. We just love these colors. Time for the tomato sauce. Here he is mixing Wilton's red gel food coloring with a little bit of vodka, and he's using one of our smaller favorite camel hair brushes. It's amazing how this will look like a real pizza by the time he's done. Now he's going to make some really cute little pepperonis, and for this he added a little bit of gray gum paste to some red gum paste, and he's rolling this out pretty thin. He's going to use a number 12 tip to cut out several little pepperonis. Using his ball tool and a foam pad, he's going to frill each little tiny pepperoni by using a small little circular motion. Now we're going to watch him do the same thing to all the other little pepperonis. Just kidding. Here they all are done. Isn't that cute? Well, he's not done. Now he's going to poke little tiny holes in every single little pepperoni, which we will not watch. Last but not least, he's shading all the edges of the pepperonis using the same color he used before. Now the fun part, he gets to add the pepperonis to the pizza. Time to slice it up using our awesome straight blade. Once sliced, the final touch is just to add a little bit of shading to the inside of each pizza crust. Nice, sweetie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now he's just going to add his little pizza slices to the cupcake bases I made earlier. So cute. Now he's going to use his favorite tool in our entire studio, his little steamer. Whoa. Man, they look so real. I'm getting hungry.
Somebody order a pizza over here. Bada boom, bada bing. What a beautiful thing.
We hope you enjoyed this tutorial, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Hey, we'll see you later.
Don't forget to check out all these other awesome Ninja Turtle tutorials. You can find the links underneath our video.